On this bright sunny day, they have all the reasons to sing and praise the Almighty Power. To this group of faithfuls, it has been possible to be alive today because of this divine power to which they sing this harmonious melody. They passed through death-threatening situations of guns, bombs, and launched flying missiles, passing above their heads as they ran for cover away from their war-torn countries. It has not been easy. Some of their friends and relatives did not make it to safety. They died in a war which many do not understand why it is there. This is part of the celebrations for commemorating Refugee Day in the warm heart of Africa, Malawi. It is taking place some kilometers away from the commercial center of Blantyre. The camp is located in Mwanza district. It has been in use since the Mozambican War of Frelimo and Renamo. It was a home to about 2,000 Mozambican refugees in the years between 1985 and 1995. They left for home when the dispute was resolved after the two fighting groups agreed to sign a peace deal. Since then, it is now a place to call home for the refugees coming to Malawi from the Great Lakes region of Africa, namely DR Congo, Rwanda, Burundi, and a few from Sudan. Luwani Refugee Camp is a model refugee camp as advocated by the United Nations High Commission for Refugees. The compound is built in accordance to the desire and specifications of the UNHCR. A day before the actual celebrations, the members of Luwani Refugee Camp gather here to sing and praise in Thanksgiving prayers ceremony. Here are gathered Muslims and Christians side by side to thank God for the good things that He has done for them. They may not be in their countries, but the peaceful atmosphere at this camp makes them to call this place home. Every year, on the 20th of June, the UNHCR sets aside this day to remind the entire world the evils of war and the plight of refugees worldwide. The presentations of some of the songs brought back the vivid pictures of their suffering and what they had gone through to an extent that they had to shun the camera to avoid capturing streams of tears flowing down their faces. The day of celebrations is here at last. It brings a lot of dignitaries from all walks of life. Chief executives from the human rights organizations, politicians, members of the clergy from various religious organizations, and top government officials find their way to Luwani Refugee Camp. The most notable ones on this day are the United Nations High Commission for Refugee Chief of Missions to Malawi, Mr. Michael Awor, who is here to welcome the Malawi government representative at this function, Mr. Lucius Chikuni. Mr. Lucius Chikuni is the Commissioner for Disaster Preparedness, Relief and Rehabilitation, and also Commissioner for Refugees in Malawi. The celebrations start off by a tour of the camp. Their first place to stop at is a borehole. For any life to exist, water is essential. Their next destination is a police unit. The unit is to help some minor cases that may occur within the refugee camp. From the police unit, they proceed to the health center. For the staff at the health center, this is a great day. Besides just a tour, one of the dignitaries representing the German government is here to officially hand over donation of medical equipment to the center. Before that, though, the visitors had a privilege to even see a baby that had been born the previous night.
Has been born in Malawi. Malawi is a place to call home. Yes, that's very nice.
My name is Dr. Stefania. I'm a medical doctor.
Then came the handover.
Working here in this country. Nice heater, especially for the cold season.
This is a suction.
And this is very good because it's a hand suction machine which doesn't require.
Thank you very much.
It was all smiles from the man in charge at the center. He had this to say.
Previously, I could not examine the ear and the eye because I didn't have such an equipment. And this will be so valuable for examining the children and the adults. And when it comes to the bed sheet and the beddings, you know, we admit patients here, and these people need a place to be admitted. So we need these bed sheets, we need these blankets, and you see that it's also cold this season. So this is a timely donation. And when it comes to tables and the tables in the office where we didn't have enough tables for the members of staff, so that was a problem. For the fridges, you can see that we need to keep our vaccine, and there are certain drugs we have to keep them in a cool place. So these are really valuable gifts to this health center. And for the wheelchair, we need to have mobility of the patients. If they are going to from a certain department to probably to the wards, we have to mobilize them so they have. These are really valuable to the patient. And almost everything that we have been given is really a timely gift because it is going to help us in our daily undertakings. And also, you should also be mindful that this health center is catering for the refugees as well as the local people from the village, which means Mwanza as such is going to benefit.
Viewing some crafts followed. Besides the crafts, there are some cookies which are too delicious by the way they look.
What is on top there? Is that icing or paper?
Finally, the master of ceremonies welcomed them to the final presentations of various field activities. Knowing that there are always problems where people live, the spokesperson for the refugees takes the floor to present their grievances as well as thanking the people of Malawi.
The World Refugees Day appears to us as a reminder to us, to ensure us, yet we were refugees rejoicing a peace of a foreign country. It appears also to us an occasion expressing to unfold our feeling to our responsible and the sponsor. In fact, we start saying thanks a lot to the government of Malawi to provide us this small square asylum. We have left our countries under a great pressure of fighting. As the war erupted with violence, it caused a great ethnic conflict. As a result, we suffered terribly to leave the country. Many of us were killed when others were terribly violated. It was not easy to come, but for God's sake, we closed the border and the borders to reach the land of Malawi. We admire the great hospitality and enthusiasm shown by people and the police officers of Chitipa and Song borders. Without UNHCR, we as refugees, our life would have been very difficult. The war is especially taking place in Africa. Why do we have war stories in Africa? As refugees under your protection and support, we need you all time. Moreover, we seize this opportunity to bring to you our views concerning all the problems we are facing in this camp. First one, regarding education. As you know, education is important. It is not only one factor contributing to our civilization, but also is the foundation of our life. Everyone needs education for his good growth and development, intellectually, social, and economically. We have been climbing for a long time through our camp administrator about secondary school and the university, but any positive reply had not come from ZLS. We do not know what is going on concerning this case. So we beg you to assist us, the secondary school and the university, in order to deal with our present time and with our future as well. In our camp, we have a nursery school only for children of 5 years old. Now, what about children of 4 and 3 years old? We wanted to ask UNCR to consider also children of 4 and 3 years old to assist them. 2, regarding employment. About 99% of refugees in the camp are in employment. Apart from assistance we received from you, we have got other problems that need money to find solution. As we received one kind of food, many people are getting sick of it, but they cannot afford to change it because of lack of money. We beg you to assist us in this case if possible. About health, we beg you to add hospital personnel and to give us a proper ambulance. We beg you to add boreholes in the camp. We beg you for load and electricity here in the camp. For loan to start small business here in the camp. For electricity starters. For irrigation, so that we should grow as many crops as we can. We hope that our request will be in consideration with you. Thank you thanks for your understanding.
It is time for the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, Chief of Missions to Malawi.
This awareness is so that we can raise the public views on the plight of refugees so that durable solutions can be found to end their problems. It's no doubt that this year's theme for the World Refugee Day is called A Place to Call Home, Rebuilding Lives in Safety and Dignity. This focuses the world's attention on the challenges and hopes that accompany refugees in their search for lasting solutions. The principal motivation of these persons which help them to face each new day is the hope to return home. Any news about their family, about their friends, and also about the country of origin represents an enormous incentive to them. You will recall that just barely 10 years ago, Malawi hosted approximately 1.2 million refugees from Mozambique. The government of Malawi was subsequently very instrumental in repatriating the entire Mozambican refugee population in safety and dignity. For this, UNHCR and the entire international community have ever been grateful to the government of Malawi for the task that they performed in joint venture with the international community. Malawi is currently hosting refugees predominantly from the Great Lakes region, namely Rwanda, Burundi, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. There are, of course, a few from Somalia and other countries. UNHCR provides financial assistance to host governments to support the needs of refugees, while the refugees struggle to rebuild their lives in a place they can call home. The government of Malawi and its people are hailed for the hospitality they have extended to the refugees that are currently in Malawi. While the UNHCR representation in Malawi provides assistance to refugees under its care and maintenance program, we are also rigorously pursuing a number of durable solutions, one of which provides the theme for this year's World Refugee Day, a place to call home, rebuilding lives in safety and dignity. In order to attain this, there are a number of basic conditions that need to be in place, namely political stability of the host country, as is self-evident in Malawi, and enabling social, legal, and physical infrastructure, guarantees of safety and non-discrimination, freedom from persecution, which would again make refugees start the whole cycle of running away in search for safety, adequate food, water, sanitation, and medical services, guarantees of legal status, provision of proper documentation, that is, the refugees should be properly documented and having adequate identification in the country of asylum, opportunities for work and potential for self-sufficiency, and providing them with the language skills so that they can integrate effectively in the local population. I wish very quickly to also react to some of the remarks that have been made by the camp administration and the refugee leader. I think essentially